Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you a couple of little activities and resources I have been using with my son Christopher, who is almost 4 years old. He'll be going off to preschool next year, which I think is crazy. Can't believe I'm going to have a school age child as of next year. I feel like he was born yesterday. If you can relate, comment down below. But I've just been trying to be conscious about incorporating learning in his day-to-day activity to help him, adjust to a new school next year and give him the best start I can in starting his education. So if you're interested to see what kind of learning activities I've been doing with my son to help him learn his numbers, then keep on watching. So the first thing I wanted to show you is a couple of flashcard activities that we've been doing with him. The first one is this slide and learn flashcards. So obviously these are all numbers in here, and what I particularly like about these ones, they're not your typical flashcards with just the number on each flashcard and you just kind of flash them to your child and get them to repeat it to tell you what they are. They actually open in the middle, so as you can see there's pictures of an animal and there's pictures of an item on the other side. So what you need to do with the flashcards is get your child to count how many animals or how many objects on the flashcard, and then once they've done that, it reveals the number and also the word number. So 4 and the numeral 4. I believe these go up to 1 to 20, but we are just focusing up to 10 at this stage. Once he's comfortable with 10 and can recognize all the numbers, from 1 to 10, then we'll move on to expanding that to 20. I also think it's a good idea to actually do 1 to 5 first, not to bombard your child with too many numbers at once when they are first learning. So I guess that's a good tip for you mamas out there that are starting brand new with your kid. I would probably start teaching them numbers around the age of 2. Obviously they're not going to pick it up instantly, but with repetition they will eventually start picking it up. And if you do 1 to 5, obviously it's a lot easier for them to pick that up, and then eventually you can then expand to 1 to 10 and then 10 to 20. So my favourite way to play with these flashcards is to lay them out on the floor, get your child to choose a card and count the number of objects on the card, and then once they have told you the number, they can reveal the numeral. And then what I like to get him to do is try and put them in order. So obviously, where does the 7 go? We'll place it on the floor to make room for the other numerals, and then so forth. We'll go on to the next card. 8 is 8. 8 come before 7 or after 7, and then he has to try and put in the order, and eventually we get them all on the floor in the correct order from 1 to 10. And the other flashcards that I wanted to show you is these sticker play preschool ones. So these are to teach your child numbers, colours, shapes and more. So what I like about these flashcards is they have a little activity inside. So this one has the number, in this case is the number 2, and then the word 2 down below, and obviously 2 pictures of something that's 2 pictures of something. And then on the back it just has a little sentence here that says hoot hoot is your clue for number 2. And the activity inside looks like this. And so what it asks you to do is stick a number 2 on the group of 2. So your child has to obviously look at the picture and determine which of these animals are in a group of 2. They do get these little stickers here. So they're all different. There's ones for numbers and colours, and I think there's one for shapes as well. So they get a bunch of stickers that look like that, and then you can go look at the picture and see what birds are in groups of 2. So, these 2 here, so you'll stick a number 2 there and so forth. So yeah, that's how you play with these flashcards here. Like I said, they do have a coloured one as well. Obviously this one's blue, and then at the back of that this says birds fly in a bright blue sky. It's a bit of a tongue twister actually, lots of bees in that. And with this one it says stick a star on what is blue. He's done this one already, as you can see. So what they have to do is obviously find the objects in the picture that are coloured in blue and stick a little star in it. So I just find these really fun and interactive, and it doesn't feel like they're actually learning as such. It's more like a game to them. So I found these are actually really good for children that just don't like learning, that like structured learning. And because this box is so small, you can actually take it with you, you know, on the go. So if you're waiting at a doctor's office and you want something to entertain them with, then this is a great alternative to, you know, using your iPad or your phone to entertain them. It's educational and fun for them, and it'll keep them busy for a little while. So yeah, I really love these little flashcards. So the next activity I want to show you is this little puzzle game here. So as you can see, obviously there's numbers. This one's missing. My daughter was playing with this earlier and I cannot find the purple number. I think it's number 7. Yep. I can't find it anywhere, so apologize, that one is missing for this video. But as you can see, obviously there's a number and there's a picture that correlates with the number here. And these are actual puzzles. So if you take them out, they do separate like a puzzle. So the child has to obviously find the number with the object. So obviously that's 1 watermelon with the number 1 and join them together. And it also incorporates colour, because underneath you have the name of the colour under there. So again, they can recognise the number and the object and know where to put it down. So I think this is a really cool game. If your child loves puzzles, I'm sure they will love to play with this as well. So it teaches them colours and numbers and counting all in one game. The next little activity I want to show you is this little pack here that I picked up from our local store. I don't know what it's called. It just came in this little bag with all these little resources in here. So again, this is great for traveling or on the go. You can even take this to restaurants and use this as your restaurant bag to put heaps of cool goodies in there, crayons, and fun activities for them to do. But it did actually come with this bag, so it's really handy. So inside it comes with, a bunch of different resources. So the first thing I'll show you is this Starting to Read and Write book here, obviously catering for for ages 3 to 5. He's not at the stage for learning how to read as such, but he is learning how to write, you know, letters of the alphabet. So use this obviously depending on your child's abilities, but it does come with this colourful learning book. And there is also a couple of games in here. So there's this little spinner game, which I'll try and put together and show you. So it's this here, and what they need to do is spin the wheel. So it's landed on a bus. So then they need to get this little activity sheet out. So then on this, they need to find all the buses and circle them. So obviously there's one there and one there and one there. So once they have found all of them and circled them, then they count how many they have found, and they write the actual number of how many buses they have found down below. And you can actually wipe these and do it over again. So yeah, a really fun game. He loves playing this one, and it's, you know, to his ability, so he can do it quite well. And it also comes with a bunch of stickers, which is really cool. And these stickers, I believe, are to be used with this book here. So yeah, it's really handy, and I think this was quite inexpensive to buy. If I can find something similar, I'll try and leave it down below. So a couple of other books that I really love for learning numbers is these two here. So this is a numbers 1 to 20 book, and again catering for ages 3 to 5. So it just goes through all the numbers individually. It's got a place there where you can trace them, and then down here you need to do them yourself like freehand. So we have done a couple together. I don't know if we've done a 2 now. Yeah, he tried to do the 5 here, which he did pretty well with. 5 is quite hard to do for a child at his age. And then it goes into other activities like, you know, counting. So 1 aeroplane, then writing the number 1, 1, 2, 3, writing number 3, and so forth. So, and then it goes to obviously up to 10 there, and then it goes through 20. So really like this activity book here. And then this one is just the Gold Star, Starting to Count and Add again catering for ages 3 to 5. This one is a little bit more appealing because it is in colour. But yeah, it's got point to the number, trace it with your finger. So again, teaching them how to write numbers, and then point to each picture, count how many and write in each box. So obviously these will be all 1. So they concentrate on 1 and then 2 and then 3 obviously, and so forth. So yeah, just a couple of my favourites that we're using at the moment. And the last activity I want to show you is this massive book here. It actually has a handle. It's so big it could be like a bag. So obviously this is catering for preschool age children. You can get one for kindergarten and starting school, which I'm assuming is like grade 1. So this is not just focused on numbers like the other activities that I showed you in this video, but I thought I would still add it in there because it does cover all the fundamental learning areas that your child needs to know when they start preschool or during the preschool years. So it does cover alphabet, colouring, connect the dots, numbers, shapes and tracing. So these have just simple, fun and very large activities. I'll just show you some at the start. Obviously I won't go through the whole book itself. It does come with these stickers, and then it starts with some like maze style games which he has done already. There's another one there. Shape tracing activity here. And then it's got all the alphabet as well. But yeah, I won't go through the whole book, but it's just to give you an idea of an activity to do with your child. So if you do see this in your local store, definitely pick it up. I think it's a great resource. I forgot to add these in the video, but this is also something that I use with my son to help him learn his numbers. These are just little wooden magnet numbers that I got from eBay. You can buy them from Amazon, I'm sure, and other places. Obviously we have some numbers missing. They are scattered in my son's room at the moment because the kids were playing with them, but we do have a number 7 and number 8 somewhere. I just couldn't find them to film this part of the video, but I like to kind of scatter these around on the floor and get him to try and put them in the correct order like that. Or he can use them for tracing, or if I put a number down, he can try and write the number himself next to it. So yeah, there's different ways you can use these. You can also use these kind of like flashcards, like tell me what number this is, tell me what number this is, and so forth and so on. So different ways you can use these. Obviously these can be stuck on the fridge because they do have a magnet on the back, so that's also handy. And it's also a handy activity to use when you're traveling, because you can take these in the car and put them on like one of those magnet whiteboards and do the same activities while you're traveling to pass the time. So yeah, there's plenty of uses that you can get out of these little magnet numbers, and I just thought I'll add that to the end of the video because I forgot to mention them when I was initially filming. And that's all the resources I have for you today. If you have found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'll be doing another video showing you activities that I do with my son to help him learn his letters, so if you're interested to see that, don't forget to subscribe down below to be sure you don't miss out on when that goes live. And don't forget to comment down below if you have any other suggestions or ideas on ways to help teach your child at home before they start school or preschool. In my situation, I would love to read them and get some more ideas, as I'm sure other mums in this community would as well. So leave them down below and share away. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!